Innate versus adaptive immunity. From this lecture, you will learn about innate immunity, mechanisms of innate immunity, adaptive immunity, types of adaptive immunity, and comparison of adaptive immunity versus innate immunity. Innate immunity. Innate immunity consists of the defenses against infection that are ready for immediate action when a host is attacked by a pathogen. That pathogen can be virus, bacteria, fungi, or parasite. The innate immune system includes anatomical barrier against infections that can be physical and chemical as well as cellular responses. Innate immunity have different components like these granulocytes, mast cell and neutrophils. First, we will talk about the physical barriers of innate immunity. The main physical barrier, which is the body's first line of defense, are the epithelial layer of the skin and of the mucosal and glandular tissue surface connected to the body's opening. These epithelial barriers prevent infection by blocking pathogens from entering the body. We have skin that prevent the pathogen from entering, our lacrimal glands, salivary gland, airways, epithelial lining of the airway and lung, acids in the stomach, epithelial lining of the alimentary canal. These are all physical barriers which prevent any microbe or pathogen from entering our system. Chemical barriers. Chemical barriers at these surface include specialized soluble substances that possesses antimicrobial activity as well as acidic pH. Pathogens that breach the physical and chemical barriers due to damage to or direct infection of the epithelial cell layer can survive in the extracellular spaces. These pathogens, when they cross the epithelial layer, they can survive in extracellular spaces like some bacteria, fungi, and parasites that have the ability to survive there. They can infect cells like viruses and some bacteria and parasites, where eventually they replicate and possibly spreading to other parts of the body to spread the infection. Antimicrobial proteins and peptides kill would-be invaders. Like we say that our body, our skin releases different peptides to prevent the pathogen from reaching the barrier. So here you can see this experiment where we know that our skin secretes an antimicrobial protein that can kill E. coli. So what this experiment did was that fingertips of a healthy human were inoculated with Staphylococcus aureus and E. coli. Then after 30 minutes, they took fresh culture plates and they pressed their fingertips on a nutrient agar plate. And the number of colonies of S. aureus, which is Staphylococcus aureus, and E. coli were determined. The results were astonishing, or we can say like we expected Almost all of the inoculated E. coli were killed and most of the S. aureus survived. These E. coli were killed because of those antimicrobial peptides. So our skin is producing it on its own to prevent the pathogens from getting into our system. The cellular innate immune responses. The cellular innate immune responses to invasion by an infectious agent that overcomes the initial epithelial barriers are rapid, typically which begins within minutes of invasion. These responses are triggered by cell surface or intracellular receptors that recognize conserved molecular components of pathogens. Some white blood cells, like macrophages and neutrophils, they are activated and they try to rapidly engulf and destroy extracellular microbes by the process of phagocytosis. Other receptors in the immune system, especially innate immunity. Other receptors induce the production of proteins and other substances that have a variety of beneficial effects, which includes direct antimicrobial activity and the recruitment of fluid, cells, and molecules to site of infection. This influx causes swelling and other physiological changes that collectively are called inflammation. Such local innate and inflammatory responses usually are beneficial for eliminating pathogens and damaged or dead cells and promoting healing. Now, here are different innate mechanisms that protect the skin. So, if we look at the organs or tissues and their innate mechanism by which it is protecting the skin or the epithelium. First, we have skin. It produces antimicrobial peptides, fatty acids in sebum. In our mouth and upper alimentary canal, enzymes, antimicrobial peptides, and sweeping of surface by directional flow of fluid towards stomach is preventing the pathogens from causing diseases. Now, stomach, it have low pH and digestive enzymes which also kill the pathogens. Small intestine, it have digestive enzymes and antimicrobial peptides. Large intestine have normal intestinal flora which compete with the invading microbes, and this way they prevent the infection from causing. Our airways and lungs, they have cilia which sweep mucus outwards. Coughing, sneezing, and expelling mucus, all these are different mechanisms that actually help our body. Urogenital tract, the flushing by urine, aggregation by urinary mucin, low pH, all these help the proteins in vaginal secretions. All of them are different mechanisms that prevent our body from getting infected. Similarly, salivary, lacrimal, and mammary glands, they all have the similar purpose. Innate immunity.